Okay, so in slow motion, you'll see my army here consists of 3 Marauder horsemen up front. We're going to have, oh my goodness, my cinematic mode isn't on. No. Whew, what a travesty that would be. So, coming over here, we're going to see that we got Chaos Warhounds supporting Archaon the Ever-Chosen here. We got the Mirror Guard on top of him as well. He's going to be bringing Fireball and Burning Head with Kindle Flame, nothing else. Got a lovely Feral Manticore up here. Also, just going to tweak that control a little bit more, as does seem like we're moving a bit too fast for my liking when I'm casting replays. So yeah, there's that Feral Manticore up on top, supporting the left flank, and then on the right flank we're going to have more Chaos Marauders, as well as the Demon Spew Forsaken Regiment of Renown Forsaken that have poison. They also have a -5 melee attack area of effect on top of enemy units. Now, Chaos Warhounds as well. We also have a Chaos Feral Manticore, as well as a Dragon Ogre Shaggoth and an Exalted Hero at his side. I love this combination of units. They can really have a lot of hitting power, and a lot of opponents get caught off guard by it. Now, for the Empire, Aerocrastic is going to be bringing Spearmen, as well as Sigmar's Son, so it looks like 4 Spearmen and 1 Sigmar's Son. Going to have 2 units of Pistoliers over here on his right flank, pressuring my side, doing some scouting. Got Empire Knights coming out, looks like 2 of them, and a 3rd being held in the rear, and Karl Franz coming out. He does have the Reichland Runefang and Galmaraz, stand your ground, hold the line, and Foe Seeker. For the rest of this army, we're going to have 2 handgunners in the back line with a steam tank and a Jade Wizard. The Jade Wizard will be bringing, I imagine, Regrowth. Wasn't sure if he brought Earthbit as well, but just Regrowth on top of that Jade Wizard. And I think that's a smart decision. You just really want to heal up Karl Franz and the steam tank. Don't waste time on anything else. But here we go into full speed, and we'll see how this battle plays out. Oh, steam tank already getting some nice little shots off into my Marauder Horsemen. I like that decision, killing off 9 models already. And in terms of prioritization, since my Manticores are out of range still for the steam tanks, I think that's the best target to go for. Otherwise, you might be able to get a lucky Rampage on top of a Manticore, get it caught out of position. But here we have Karl Franz diving into the center. However, he's going to be seeing the Marauder Horsemen coming up with their javelins, and they're going to abandon that charge. We also have a Feral Manticore diving into these Empire Knights over on this end. I like sending Manticores in against the Empire Knights. They usually just decide to run away, and then they can get some models killed, perhaps. Over here, we're going to see the Pistoliers being nicely microed, switching flanks to start skirmishing on this end, as I think he is determined, probably correctly so, that this is the stronger flank, and he wants to take care of at least the Manticore, since we have the Exalted Hero and the Dragon Ogre Shaggoth on this end. He is going to be pulling up his handgunners, and they're going to be able to start doing a lot of work. And you'll see right here, it looks like our Chaos player, myself, has gotten Archaon out of position, and we're going to be seeing Karl Franz diving in on top of him, trying his best to kill him off, but I'm going to be able to retreat back through my infantry line, and now my javelins are once again going to be in place to support Archaon, and also going to be seeing if I can catch him, maybe from a Shaggoth, but it looks like he's going to keenly micro away from that, avoid that engagement. And now the elite Chaos Infantry is starting to close the gap, and these guys will just cleave through the Spearmen, but nicely played by Arrow. You see, once again, a demonstration of his micro, pulling these guys back, shooting them with Pistoliers, but the Forsaken are faster and will catch up, and now my Warhounds have finally been microed into action. Over here, a big, fat central engagement going down. Empire Knights and the Steam Tank and Karl Franz routing a lot of my units. Burning Head doing some nice damage to those Spearmen, and now they're turning, which is revealing their backside to my Marauders. But over here, a lot of damage going down on this Manticore and this Shaggoth. And Archaon is also taking some damage too, and Karl Franz is going to be able to take back off into the air, which is going to leave his Empire Knights unsupported, and they'll start terror routing. Meanwhile, on the back lines, we're going to be seeing some nice play by the Knights here, protecting the handguns from those Warhounds. Warhounds over here have luckily gotten on top of some Pistoliers and are going to be chasing them towards the edge of the map. The Mirror Guard are going to be taking out these Spearmen on the left flank. And then here in the center, things have been relatively even traded damage-wise, but I do think I've gotten most of his infantry dealt with at this point. And now I'm going to be focusing on these handgunners so they can't snipe me down, but Archaon going to be focusing on that Jade Wizard, trying to kill him off as quickly as possible, because whenever Karl Franz is in play, I want to take care of that Jade Wizard immediately and remove healing from the field. Karl Francis dived into combat, and it looks like he's going to be popping everything pretty soon here, but here comes the Feral Manticore as well. A Burning Head trying to take care of these handgunners, and we're going to be able to get some nice damage there with that Burning Head. But here comes that Regrowth being cast on top of Emperor Karl Franz, and I've lost my opportunity to kill up the Jade Wizard before that happens, and it was also upgraded. Now, Jade Wizard here is going to bite the dust, I believe, as he gets surrounded by a lot of unfriendly units, and the Forsaken Demon Spew are closing in on the rear to try to pin this force in place, but my Shaggoth is wavering, Marauders are routing, Exalted Hero and Archaon are in a precarious position at this moment because a Steam Tank is coming in, and it looks like Empire handguns and Knights are in here to support as well. Karl Franz going to run away and pop Stand Your Ground, as well as Foe Seeker to try to expedite his retreat from that scenario. And the Jade Wizard, since he's on foot, is really just going to be at my mercy as long as I have some heroes here nearby to punish him. Arcans almost got him killed off. Meanwhile, checking in on the peripheries, looks like Mike Arrow actually keenly marked his Pistoliers away, but my Warhounds have now found their way back to the center of the battlefield. And at this point, I've just decided to start throwing javelins at the Steam Tank. The Jade Wizard has been dealt with, and now that the Jade Wizard's been dealt with, should be in a better spot. Archaon coming in to hit Karl Franz in the rear. Karl Franz immediately going for that Feral Manticore. Burning Head going down, but this one he is going to nicely avoid. And we'll see what happens from here, but now Archaon just taking care of these Empire Knights. They stand no chance against him without some type of hero support. We have the Exalted Hero coming over here to try and help support too. It looks like our Shaggoth has been routed off or potentially killed. Okay, yeah, there he is, way off here on the side of the battle. Down to a mere 169 HP. Karl Francis pulled up into the air, nicely decided to get in combat with this Feral Manticore, killed it off for good. But I think one of the saving graces for me in this late game is going to be my elite infantry here. The Mirror Guard and the Demon Spew Forsaken are still around as well. And then the Javelins are going to be helping out a lot too. Right here, we're going to be seeing Archaon, the Exalted Hero, everybody come over and start trying to gang up on the Steam Tank, take care of it sooner rather than later. And Karl Franz is going to come in and pop the Reichland Runefang and Gal Maraz, and look at the damage he is just dishing out on top of Archaon. 2 very big hits, and immediately I'm going to start running away with Archaon as quickly as I can. But man, he's taking so much damage. I even send in the Marauder Horsemen to try and pin Karl in place so he can stop chasing Archaon. And he's just done some heinous work right here. And right there, I start to get a bit more worried about the outcome of the battle. Fireball going in after him. And my Exalted Hero getting out of position, and that freaks me out too, because if Karl Franz can kill the Exalted Hero here isolated, then he has a very strong chance of winning this fight. Archaon is going to start going after the Steam Tank. My Exalted Hero is routing, and the Javelins are firing away, but this is when I really start to get worried. But fortunately, it looks like with my Shaggoth coming back low HP, that's going to frighten him enough to get him up into the air. And my Javelins, every single Javelin they land is just gold for me, because he can't heal back any more health, and it buys me time to focus on this Steam Tank. Because if this Steam Tank stays alive any longer, then I'm going to lose. But here it is, Karl Franz going to Shatter Route. He can't stand up to Archaon, the Ever-Chosen, in the end. But a very fine battle to my opponent, Aerocrastic. I thought he had me there at the end when he just started crushing Archaon in melee combat with Karl. That was absolutely devastating and truly humbling. However, I do want to point out the Demon Spew Forsaken. They're a unit that gets a lot of shit, but this is against Aerocrastic, so people can't say it was just It's like, I think the Demon Spew have a very special spot in the meta in certain matchups, and in particular against Empire or factions like maybe even Bretonnia. You know, they bring a lot of lightly armored infantry that doesn't have armor piercing. Now, granted, if you go up against foot squires, they may suffer, but I really think they can pay themselves off if they get on top of lightly armored units. And they kill them quickly, which is the best part. But very close match, as you can see. My lords here, very low in health, and the Dragon Ogre Shaggoth, I can't believe it lived. And aside from that, you know, over on this side, I think I really got lucky that the Jade Wizard was not on a horse. If it was on a horse, I think Arrow would have been able to easily keep it away from me, and one more regrowth probably would have tipped that battle completely in his favor. Can you imagine if in the late game there one more regrowth went down on the Steam Tank or one more regrowth went down on Karl Franz? The Jade Wizard not being on a horse, I think, is honestly, if I have to pin it on one factor, which you never can because there's so many things that go into a battle, so many factors that come into play. But I really think this Jade Wizard being on foot really bit my opponent in the butt, because it just allowed me to focus on him and kill him. If he was on a horse, no way I would have been able to kill him off, because you could see how many times I was not able to chase him when Karl was diving in there and the Steam Tank was there. And if he was on a horse, he would have been long gone. But still, wonderful game to my opponent, and let's go ahead and look at the next one.